This is a story of a girl who fell in love with her brother's best friend, who is 5 years older than her. The girl name is Sangji, and the boy name is Jiaxu. She fell in love with him when she was 13 years old. She only met him one time in her house. Later, when she was 16 years old, she had the chance to see him again, when her brother was moving into the college dorm, and hoping that Jiaxu will be there as well. So she begged her brother to let her help him move. She realized that her crush on Jiaxu is alive and kicking as soon as she saw him again. Time passed by. She and her best friend were at the mall. They decided to get some dessert before they meet up for her friend's birthday party. The dessert place they happened to stop by was where Jiaxu was doing a part-time job as a waiter. Jiaxu insisted on paying for their meal, but she felt guilty when she overheard that Jiaxu asked for an advance from his salary. Jiaxu told her to make sure to go home before it got dark. She did not stay long at the party. Later, one of her school friends followed her and confessed to her, but she told him that she was not ready for a relationship. She was rather too blunt in declining him that it made him cry. Jiaxu, who saw everything, intervened. Then he told Sangji that being in a relationship at such a young age is not really a good thing. But at the same time, being liked is not a bad either, so she should be gentle in rejecting boys and not leave them crying. The next day, some bullies took Sangji's purse and told her to bring more money the next day. After the Jiaxu found her and asked her if she was hurt, she told him everything. The next day, she found that her brother and Jiaxu and his 2 more friends are waiting for her outside the school. Her brother asked her to describe the bullies and did not expect that the bullies were girls. Anyway, the boys warned the bully girls to never mess with her. After a few days, they went to various places, had fun in the mall with her brother and with Jiaxu. When they were alone together, Sangji told Jiaxu not to get a girlfriend yet. If he find a girl, he must show the girl to her first. He easily promised her that he will. Few days later, it was New Year Eve. He received a message from a hospital in Iha telling him that his father had turned for the worse and needed surgery. He went back to Iha immediately and stayed there for a while. Sangji attended the graduation because of her brother, hoping that she get see Jiaxu. She was happy to see him again, who was equally happy to see her. They took photos together. After graduation, he went to another city, Iha, where he was originally from. Later, when she heard that Jiaxu had got a girlfriend, she immediately got upset. She thought he had forgotten his promise to her about introducing the girl first, and went to look for him. When Jiaxu saw Sangji at the airport at Iha waiting for him, he brought a woman with him, so she assumed that she was Jiaxu's new girlfriend. Her face suddenly turned red with tearful eyes. It just broke my heart. When he asked what was she doing here in Iha, she couldn't say that she was here for him, so she had to bravely lie to save face that she was in Iha to meet her internet boyfriend. But the boyfriend was shocked by how young she was, so he ran away. Later, Jiaxu told her to go back home and not to get in touch with her internet boyfriend. When she went back, she packed all the things that Jiaxu had given her and tucked away the memory of him somewhere else. 2 years later, she got into the Iha University, and she had made good friends with her dorm mates. Anyway, it was her friend's birthday. At the birthday party, it got so fun and hectic, so Sangji decided to go for a bit of a breather outside. She was fiddling with her jacket when a familiar voice called her. It was the gorgeous Jiaxu. He was rather dismayed at her, because she had not been in contact with him. She had not replied to the many texts he sent her, and she had been a month at Iha University and yet had not tried to contact him. Sangji told him she had been busy with her studies. He noticed that she is grown up because she now wears makeup. Despite being angry at each other, Jiaxu gave ride to her university dorm and told her to invite to dinner sometime. On a weekend, she invites him to dinner, and were ready to meet up. But Jiaxu got sick, so she had to take him to the hospital. After that, she took care of him at the hospital. And later, there was a moment between them, where the accidental forehead kiss happened. Just like this, so many pretty moments happened, and they got close to each other day by day. One day he has a thought that he can't bear the thought of someone taking care of her, so he decides to be little brave and pursue her. Another New Year Eve came by and they were having dinner at the restaurant, when some girls saw Jiaxu and throw a glass of water on his face. Sangji got angry, so she threw her glass of water at her. She said that no one is ever allowed to bully Jiaxu. And then they left the place. Outside she asked him to put on his coat while she wiped his face with his scarf. It then started snowing. For the first time, Jiaxu saw the beautiful girl next to him as a woman. One day he finds out that she likes him. So he decides to pretend he does not know that she has a crush on him to save her face. He asked Sangji out for a dinner. She looked beautiful and Jiaxu noticed it. But then he told her that they will be having dinner with another person. Suddenly Sangji felt low. This was the time that, as he promised, he will introduce his girlfriend to her. She was very quiet, but the woman was very chatty. Then Sangji noticed that. She was the woman that came with Jiaxu at the airport when she came to Iha. She explained that Jiaxu was ill at that time, and as her husband couldn't drive him to the airport as he was in a meeting. So she offered to drive Jiaxu. Sangji finally realized that she misunderstood him. She told Sangji that Jiaxu never had any relationship or dated as he was way too busy. It is Sangji's 19th birthday which she spent with Jiaxu, who had arranged what they will be doing. He took her to his house which he had decorated beforehand. She was so happy to see the fairy lights and happy birthday banners, balloons, and cakes, and one of the cakes he baked himself. And finally he asked her if he could woo her. She said he could try, but she was not sure of her answer. They just have to wait and see if he could court her into liking him. He promised to woo her for as long as it takes. His only condition was that she should not look at other boys anymore. The courtship started, but it did not pan as romantic as was expected, because Jiaxu got very busy with work. Due to these circumstances, the arranged dates he made with her were always cancelled at the last minute. It was Jiaxu's birthday which he does not really celebrate. However, she decided otherwise and he was the happiest for it. Evening only got better when he made a wish before blowing his cake. When Sangji asked what was his wish, he replied that it was about what he asked her previously. She said that she can easily make it come true and it is a yes. Jiaxu was besides himself with joy. He kissed Sangji. Later on, he told her that she was the first and only one he truly fell for. So she was forbidden to dump him. So she promised to stay by his side always. With their relationship now official, Jiaxu was very upfront with Sangji. He told her that his mother had passed away already, while his father was in a coma. Jiaxu added that he does not have a house, but he has his own car and he has some savings. And he is really serious about her. They were having a date night, walking towards the dorm. Then suddenly she got a call from her brother. And his brother asked where she was, because there is a girl holding hands with a boy who looks like her. And they got busted. They both told him that they are dating. And he was very upset but told Sangji to go back to her dorm while he talked with Jiaxu. As soon as she was out of sight, he punched and kicked Jiaxu. But he won't fight back. This stopped him. And he asked if he was really serious about Sangji. Jiaxu said that he was very serious. After some time, her parents find out that she is dating Jiaxu. Her parents were worried about her, as any parent would be. Jiaxu was welcomed by the parents. They told him that they don't really have any issue with his relationship with Sangji. All they wanted was that she will continue to live a happy life, because they had spoiled her. 2 years later, when she graduates, on the beach, he knelt down before her and asked her to marry him. And they got married and lived happily ever after. Thanks for watching. If you like it a little bit, please like and subscribe.